Let's play a game. Don't wake Belphie. So it's been a minute since I've put out anything. I'm sorry about that. I had some life events going on, but getting back into it with profile for Belphemon out of BT13. I've been enjoying playing this deck and testing it over the last couple of weeks, and my build does have a few unconventional things that I have not seen, but I enjoy them, and they have proved to work very well. So getting started, pretty standard. 3 BT, 3 Belphemon for the on deletion, draw 1, discard 1. It comes up. The BT6 Belphemon could also be a decent replacement, but I still think that the Belphemon just slightly ekes it out. And then, since it's Belphemon with the Proto-Gizus, you kind of need a full 5 eggs. So the last 2 I am running 2 Kaporimon just to pop some Floodgate rookies if it comes up. I was running 2 of the EX for Belphemon, which still works just as well with the gaining memory, but the extra remove kind of came in clutch over the weekend. And then going into our rookie lineup, pretty standard. 2 Gazimon for some memory blocking, 2 Psychemon for cost reduction blocking. It helps against Blue Flare, it helps against Crossheart, it helps against Hunter in some cases, it helps against Royal Knight for sure, and you can still pop it for your own Gizumon AT to get rid of it, so that you can continue your own cost reductions. And then I'm only playing 2 of the Blocker Fasco. I had it at a full set, I made a change, which is about to come up, dropping this to 2, and I'm not unhappy about that. It still gives you the extra blocker when you need it. The thing that I had cut for it was actually 2 Sistermon Blanc. It was a way for me to set up my trash as well as keep my hand going, because unfortunately, while Belphemon is really good with its defense offensive plays, you do burn through a lot of your hand, so just having that extra card does come in handy sometimes. And then rounding out the level 3s, of course, is the full set of Proto-Gizumon. It's straightforward, pop an egg, choke your opponent to 1 at the start, draw a card, discard a card, get your plays, and set up a scoring. Now going into the level 4s, it's much more standard with the full Eismon package of the 1 Eismon and then the 4 scatter modes. The on delete, draw some cards, discard some cards, draw, set, cycle. And then if you are lucky enough to be able to discard an Eismon while having scatter mode in the trash, just free plays. And then the Gizumon AT. Again, it's straightforward for the line. Pop one of your level 3s to play it out for a reduced cost. Cycle into XTs just like the Protos, cycle into it, and just more draw card and pitch cards to set up your trash. Moving into the level 5s, again, from this point on it's going to be fairly standard. We've got the 3 Gizumon XTs to get the Tamer out of the trash, have a blocker, and to set up for more Proto plays. And then the Astamon, because it's one of the best ones to go into. When you can go into it, pop something, go into your sleep mode, go into the rage mode, tuck, and just have more resource gains from there. Playing out blockers, playing out Gizumon cyclers, playing out pretty much whatever you need at the time. And then for our level 6s, of course, as shown a minute ago, we are running the full set of both sleep mode and rage mode. Pretty straightforward with what they do. This is your defensive play to try and go into here, preferably to be able to tuck and have that blanket protection. Have some defensive plays to end attacks, gain some bodies back, and then try and close out the game with rage mode as quickly as you can with its level 5 board wipe and security attack and 3k plus if you have the low enough hand size. And then just for some discard fuel to keep turn or to gain some extra memory, Nidhoggmon at 2. And then to finish off our Digimon, our level 7 of choice is Death X. I know a lot of people like running the Omnimon Zord, and I see why. I prefer Death X because it gives me a offense, or not so much an offensive option as a defensive option. Crossart is still relevant, Hunter is still relevant, Garden, aka Bloom Lord, is a very strong deck. And just something that can be essentially free in some matchups, that can just disrupt your opponent's plays, if not just outright nuking their board. Let's get into the options with 1 purple memory boost. I was running 2. I would like to have more, but the room is so tight in the deck, and it still does its thing when you see it, of searching for, or looking at the top 4, getting you a Digimon, and being there for memory either from there or if it's checked in security. And then 2 Underworld's Call. I was going between this and the BT6 Impmon that can trash a card and get a 7 great back. I did not like the Impmon after testing it. I liked having that draw power, or if it was checked in security, getting something back. And then 3 Gift of Darkness, because its removal, it helps get rid of big things like level 7, such as Quartzmon. If it's checked in security, it can get rid of it straight out if you play it, as well as being able to recur into a sleep mode to keep your defensive options alive. And then to finish it off, we are running 1 mat. Memory Setter is very nice, since you do kind of need to have that memory fluctuating, as a lot of your stuff does cost 2 to 3, if not more for some plays. And then for Akihiro, it's the key tamer for this deck, letting you pop level 6s if you tuck it under a Belf, but just that draw cycling helps so much. I know, something I want to do here, something that I haven't seen a whole lot of people doing. I could show you the combo strings, the lines, and everything else, but all of that doesn't really matter if you don't have a basis to go off of after a shuffle and a hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle up real quick. Get that good shuffle. Yes, I do a slight bridge shuffle. I have found a way over my years of playing card games of how to do it without bending cards, which is just a softer bridge, essentially. Alright, that feels like a good shuffle. Shuffle it up, shuffle it up. Obviously, we would present it for our opponent to cut, so we will give it that cut. And now, let's see what our first hand would have been. A Rage Mode, a Gazimon, a Pertugizu, and a Fosco. This seems like it could go either way. I personally probably would, unfortunately, mulligan this, even though if we were to look at it, if we were to keep this hand, this would have been our security. With, let's assume that we are on the draw, or not on the draw, I'm sorry, on the play. So we go hatchback here, evolve into raising, draw a Nidhogg. We can play out a Gazi XT, or not a Gazi XT, a Gazi. Pass our opponent to 3, whatever they pass us back to. We're seeing an Asta, so we are kind of very much behind the bullet, because then we would trash this, draw these, and then we would get there. But this would have been a hand that I would have mulliganed. So let's see what that hand would have looked like after a proper mulligan. We're going to flip that back over. Again, there are plenty of content creators who are phenomenal that will show you the combos and everything else. I feel it's better to see what a hand looks like from a deck after doing test shuffles. If you were to sit down and play a deck, you can know the combos and how they're supposed to work, but not knowing how to navigate them off of a hand is a crippling thing. And I don't think enough people practice enough and learn their combos. Especially with how card games are. Something new comes out, it looks fun, you build it, you put it together, you see what it's supposed to do, but then you don't know how it's supposed to get there. The journey is more important sometimes. Especially if it's going to be your make or break. Alright, so we mulligans. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a much better hand. And our security this time would have been 2, 3, 4, 5. Security, not quite as loaded. It's got some decent things in it. But that hand is definitely a, hey, we're gonna get there one way or another hand. And it's very loaded to be able to get there. Showcasing that point. You know, we said we were gonna be on the play, so we hatch. Let's just go ahead and try and get started. We're gonna play a Blanc, pitch the Akihiro. Those two cards that we were drawing are gonna be a Mana Underworld's Call. We're already starting to get there. Our opponent passes us back to whatever. Okay, so we've got an XT lined up for later. Unfortunately, Belphemon is one of those ones where you need to find your pieces to be able to continue your game plan. But when you find them and when it goes off, it's phenomenal. But sometimes you just have to play level 4 and level 3 rush. Anyways, that is the deck. I've got a few more coming out this week. If you have any feedback, I greatly appreciate it. If you want to come hang out while we're playing Final Fantasy, while there's about to be some Armor Core playing, and then a Digimon Gauntlet series coming up soon of all of the games, come hang out with us over on Twitch. If not, hopefully you liked the video. Like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't. Take care.